On January 7, 2014, reporter Caroline Porter of the Wall Street Journal wrote an article entitled Outbreak of Nightmare Bacteria in Illinois Stirs Worry. Did it worry you? You might think it would only worry the residents of the Chicago area, since that's where 44 people have become infected over the past year with one of the superbugs. These are bacteria not killed by the strongest of antibiotics. This nightmare bacteria in Illinois happens to be a strain known as Carbapenem Resistant Enterobacteriaceae, or CRE. These bacteria are a normal part of our intestines and are often spread via feces. Good hand washing after using the toilet will actually prevent the spread of CRE, as hinted at by the billions of people who did not become infected. If CRE is a normal part of our gut bacteria, and people in Illinois wash their hands as much as the rest of us, we hope, why the burst of infections that have folks in Illinois worried? Again, are you worried? Personally, I try not to worry about things over which I have no control, such as what's going on in Chicago when I live elsewhere. But I definitely see a pattern and believe it would be unwise if I failed to learn a lesson or two from their situation. What would that lesson be? It would be this. Is it possible to minimize the risk of superbug infections to myself and my family in both a safe and cost-effective way? The answer is absolutely yes. The obvious washing of hands and other general hygiene practices are the front line. That's not news, and I wouldn't be writing about that here if that's all there was to it. There's more. Some people have gone absolutely over the top using hand sanitizers and antibacterial soap. They live in fear of infection. They act like Dr. Sheldon Cooper on The Big Bang Theory, forever obsessing over whatever touches his world. The problem is they don't keep up with the research. I'm not talking about reading medical journals. I'm talking about catching the news now and then. In December 2013, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration proposed a rule that manufacturers of antibacterial hand soap and body wash be required to give proof that their products actually work better than soap and water in the prevention of illness and the spreading of infection. What's funnier, or sadder, is that they will also be required to prove that long-term use of their products is safe. Can you believe that hasn't been required up to this point? Imagine that, following the doctor's Hippocratic oath of first doing no harm. And don't forget that we're talking about minimizing risk of superbug infections that aren't even killed by antibiotics, let alone antibacterial soaps and washes. Is there something that's both safe and effective you can use to wash your hands? There is, and it's so safe, in fact, that it's used by doctors in the know to wash out cuts and abrasions, clean open burn wounds, flush a surgical site during surgery, cleaning of instruments before and after surgery, etc. It's been known for decades. It's called electrolyzed oxidizing water, or EO water. It's killed every type of bacteria, virus, and single-celled organism against which it's ever been tested. There are too many bacteria to test every one of them, but nothing it's been tested against has survived more than 2 minutes. The holdout was a food poisoning bacteria called Bacillus cereus, because most of the rest of the bugs died in less than 30 seconds. If surgeons use the stuff, it must be expensive, right? It can be, but doesn't have to be. I went looking for EO water on Amazon.com, thinking I could get it cheapest there. It's not called EO water there, so don't bother looking it up. I happen to know some brand names, and this blog is not about promoting brands. And the range I could find today looked like this. 8 ounces for $6.99, or 87 cents per ounce. That was the best deal I could find. How about this one? 8 ounces for $26.93, or $3.37 an ounce. 16 ounces for $28.44. That's $1.48 per ounce. How about the other 16-ounce bottle for $35? That's $2.19 per ounce. And 2 ounces for $24.77. That's $12.39 per ounce. That was the worst deal I could find. And let me give you some perspective. Gasoline at $3.99 per gallon is just 3 cents per ounce. But here's the catch. EO water kills on contact, and that contact must be applied from 30 seconds to 2 minutes, depending on which type of bacteria or virus you're trying to kill. That's why surgeons flush the wounds and soak instruments in it. EO water has been tested against another superbug, MRSA, a bacteria, as well as HIV, a virus, hepatitis, a virus, tuberculosis, a bacteria, Salmonella, bacteria, E. coli, bacteria, Legionella, bacteria, Candida albicans, a fungus, and mold, another fungus, and the list goes on, and they all died. Why would we expect CRE or any other superbug to be any different? So it won't kill diseases once they've invaded your body and taken hold within and among your cells. This article is about how to minimize your risk of superbug infection in a safe way. One group has over 4 million EO water treatments without a single reported adverse effect, but it's also their products for those prices I listed previously. Sounds like you need to splash a bit around to kill bugs, and at 87 cents per ounce, that's not so affordable for most families. It wouldn't hurt if it was cost effective too, right? I found a great source of EO water for around 50 cents per gallon. That's 4/10 of 1 cent per ounce, and that's not an extra zero typo. Splash away. That, to me, is cheap enough to wash your hands in it, spray every cut with it, including shaving cuts, clean household surfaces and utensils with it, and rinse your mouth with it to kill plaque. Yes, it does that too. If you want to kill single-cell bugs, apply EO water, but there is actually a potential for damage to teeth unless you understand how to use it properly. We offer both a free ebook to help you with that knowledge, as well as water education webinars where you can really understand the power of EO water. That's how you minimize your risk of superbug infections safely and affordably.